Hey, welcome to Weld.com, home of TIG Ttime. Hi, I'm Mr. TIG, and I'm at the Atlanta Fabtech Show 2014, and I've stopped in one of my favorite booths here, CK Worldwide, just to see what new products are here. So I've got Sean Delmore here with me, and Sean, do you have some new products to show me?
We certainly do. What we've introduced is a new remote amperage control we're calling the Steady Grip. And the advantage of this amperage control is that it replaces a foot pedal or can be used in conjunction with a foot pedal. It's a patented product and has a lot more stability than previous remote amperage controls that we've introduced.
Great, and I can tell you that I've had a little bit of time with this this pistol grip or whatever you're calling it, but you know, I've done a lot of shows where I'm talking about the foot controls, love foot controls, hate hand controls, and this is one of the few that I can use, and I can say that it really is steady. So why don't you give me a little more preview on it?
Well, I agree with you. You know, remote amperage controls, handheld remote controls have been a love-hate relationship. You hate them until you need them, and then you love them, right?
That's absolutely correct.
You're out of position, you've got the foot pedal between your legs or under your armpit, and suddenly this becomes the new love of your life. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and go through some of the features of this. So essentially, this is the remote control. As you can see, it's got a pistol grip style handle on it. And then you have contactor control, so this starts and stops the arc. And then you have variable amperage control based on where you preset the amperage on the welding machine. So as I stroke this back, I now have full output of the welding machine. So this will initiate the gas solenoid and give you contact closure and as well as amperage control. One of the other features of this particular design is that the handle is removable. So I can go ahead and I can remove this portion of it with a screwdriver. And essentially what that I then have is a linear amperage control. So if I'm in pipe welding, I'm doing any kind of cup walking, I now have something that I can position on the top of any TIG torch or use it on a stick electrode holder to control the amperage.
Okay, now I see you've got the little Velcro strap, so you can just basically put it on any torch.
Correct. Yeah. Now what's preferred is a flex neck torch, so we can get the right angle of approach. So technically what we want to be able to do is adjust the head angle so that we can get the right direction of welding. And then one of the things that we're promoting with is our flex lock torch, because we can get pretty much any angle that we want within 360 degrees.
Okay, so I've got to ask, is this pistol grip, is it left-handed or right-handed?
Whatever you want it to be.
All right, that's what I like to hear. I'll call it left-handed, just saying.
So then what we did was we took it a step further. We invested in a 3D printer, and it's produced the first articles of this initially, and now this thing has gone to injection molding and is ready for production. So about mid-December we'll have an official name for it, and we'll have this thing, a part number, and price tag is coming in right about $295 retail at this point. But this is the fun part. What we've done with our 3D printer is we created a foot pedal. So this is our initial concept for our foot control, but this is the neat part about it. If I remove the base plate of the foot pedal, you'll see now what's inside there is the pistol grip amperage control. So this is where I get my variable amperage control for my foot pedal. So if I'm doing my bench type welding, then I can use the foot pedal, and when I get out of position, I can remove the pistol grip amperage control and use it as a remote control for out of position welding.
That's sweet. So that's your first part of development as far as the foot control is concerned?
Correct. This was all done on a additive manufacturing 3D printer.
That's sweet. Okay, taking the pistol grip from concept to release, what's the time frame?
It's been about I would say 2.5 year project, roughly.
Okay, now to extend it and go to the full foot pedal situation, now what do you see?
Well, the pistol grip part of it, as I mentioned, will be ready December 15th. The foot pedal portion of it will probably be next AWS show.
Great. That's good. That's some good stuff, and we look forward to the new developments for next year. So. We're in the MK Products Incorporated booth, and I've got here Chris Westlake with me. Chris is going to give me an idea what some of these products are, and I'm going to try to use them in the near future. So, Chris, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for letting us in. And I see a couple of products here that I'm interested in. I see two different rotary turntables here, and let's start off with this little cute one right here. I see it's called like an Aircrafter T25. Yes. So can you give me an idea what it does and how heavy of parts it'll handle?
Yeah, so on our introductory, we actually don't call these positioners. These are more of a turntable, and because they're not truly positioning, they're more of a rotary device used for hand TIG welding a lot of times. Rotating a part, sticking it on here, making your own fixture, clamping it on. We go, small, lightweight. This is a T25, and it's made for parts up to like 25 pounds. And then when you get into the larger type items, that's when you kind of start getting into more features, bigger weights, and more capabilities with foot pedals and things like this. These are the lower end ones are basically a turn it on and off, rotate it, slow it down, speed it up. Kind of match what your welding speed is as you're, sitting here hand taking away, or even MIG welding. Some people use them for wheel welders. Some people use them for little parts and pieces, and jewelry making, maybe even, for example. So all of them pretty much have, a rotatable base. This one has rotatable base with incremental degrees on the side, so you can snap it in, and we can lock it into different locations. This one is a little more a newer technology with a digital control in it, so we can utilize things like, if I can see it here, this knob is actually a turn on and off push button type knob with an optional foot pedal. It's disabled from the front. If you don't have a foot pedal in it, then let's see, get over here. Got an ether cable on it, so we can plug other stuff into it. With the foot pedal actually runs on an ether, through a Cat 6, Cat 5 cable. And if you don't have it plugged in, it can operate without a foot pedal. So we can use the front button here, which is a dual button action. You push it, it starts and stops. You can turn it up and down as you go. Again, digital feedback. Everything's being monitored through software. You can change the rotation. Also on the bigger units, you end up with the capability, you can undo this, the top here with the 3 screws, and we actually feed gas. So we got a gas purge coming up through the middle, so you can actually back purge your weld through the shaft. You don't have to, while it's spinning, you're still getting your gas up through. That's a feature that's nice to have if you're getting some penetration deep into something. You got to back purge your item.
I notice you've got a screen in here.
Yes. Okay, so the screen is because if the gas is coming straight up through, kind of like a nice TIG torch has, we want to diffuse that gas and not get it going straight up through, creating a venturi of any sort, drawing oxygen into the weld. This gives us a little bit of eddy in the gas stream.
Well, it looks like a gas lens and the same effect.
Same
that is great. Now, I'd like to test these and put different products on them on my show. Back at the set here in the near future. I also noticed that you have some pretty high. Now, we're in one of our favorite booths here, Capital Well Cleaners, and they do a lot of cleaning of stainless steel. Now, this year there's a couple of new products, and I'd like to introduce you to Greg Logan. Greg is going to show us what the new products are. So, Greg, welcome back.
Good to see you again there, Wyatt. I'll tell you what, I'll do this first then. What we have is a brand new solution that is what we try to consider eco-friendly. And what I mean by that, there's no acid in it. So when we ship this normally with our normal solutions, it is considered hazardous, if you will, but now we've got a new product that's not. And what that's going to do is open us up internationally.
Okay, now does that mean that can be sent right down the drain?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, because it's pH neutral, so when it goes down the drain, it doesn't cause any harm to the environment at all.
Okay, so which machine are you going to use and what sample are you going to try to clean up?
I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to clean up a TIG weld that's on a 3/16 stainless. We're going to use our 2X40 machine. And what we do is we turn it on. That's the electric power source for the machine. And then we're going to take our brush. Brush is also a fairly new product. And what we're going to do is we're going to dip it in the solution. That's the chemical part. So it's an electrochemical process. We ground our part and we just clean away. 2 swipes, that's how quick it is. We run a little neutralizer on it.
Now what is the neutralizer?
What that does, it takes the acid completely off the part. Because if you leave the acid on the part, you'll get continued etching. And you don't want that because it'll turn a ghosting or a white.
Okay, well here's the question I've got for you. We're in 2014 and my viewers, they want to know what things cost. And so if you could give me an idea what the small machine versus the large machine would cost.
Sure. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start at the small machine. The small machine is $1,579. Now what you get with that is you get complete set of brushes, 5-pack of sleeves, quart of solution, pint of neutralizer, and of course the cabling that goes along. So in other words, when you come out of the box, you can start cleaning welds. Now the 2X40, where that's a little different, is we call this our heavier duty machine because it has an extra high voltage setting. Great for MIG welds. So on that machine, you can outfit it with 2 wands. And the reason you want to do that is you're not continually cracking the 1/4-20 set screw to pull the electrode out to replace it with one of the brushes. Okay? This machine is $1,979. So there's a $400 difference. Most of our customers do go with the 2X40 because they see the value of having the 2 different wands set up. Because here again, the brush works best in corners, the sleeve works best on your straightaways.
Okay, now this particular machine, what power consumption or power ratings do you have to have? Does it run off 115?
Oh yeah, it runs off 115. You can switch it to 230 though.
Okay,
There's
now
a switch in the back here that allows you to switch it to 230.
okay, so you got dual voltage. What about the smaller machine?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Well, gosh, Greg, thanks for giving us a demo, and we want. We're at the Atlanta 2014 Fabtech show. I'm in a booth here that has all kinds of foot switches, and it turns out that it's one of my favorite foot controls for TIG welding. Anyway, the name of this company is SSC Controls, and I've got with me the president, Jim Mole. Did I say that correctly?
Yes,
okay, well, Jim, I didn't realize that you made all these various types of foot controls because mostly I deal with TIG welding. And so I just want to see what you're doing and what your future plans are for TIG welding foot controls.
Well, the TIG welding foot controls we've been making for 20 years. We make them for most of the OEMs. And what we're doing is really trying to listen to customers this week and make sure that we're hearing what people are saying, what their concerns are, and making sure that we're satisfying their needs.
Well, good. And I test a lot of TIG welding machines. I just want to point out this foot pedal right here. You'll notice I use that an awful lot, and it was in one of my recent shows. It just has very smooth action to it, and that's critical. So as you see me go through and modify TIG machines, this is the company that I go to and say, hey, can you build me this type of foot control? So, Jim, I see that you've got this one. What's the next foot control? I mean, are you doing different molds or anything like that?
Well, as far as the variable foot control goes, we've got our heavy-duty foot switch here. Comes either in an on-off switch. It can have 1 or 2 or 3 different circuits in it. Also, we can put a potentiometer in there so that you can vary the output of a device, be it a TIG welder or a positioner or whatnot. It's very smooth. We've got a gearless design. Also, it's sealed, so it's rated for outdoor use. You can leave it outside, winter or summer, 365. And then we also have got medium-duty and light-duty foot switches, too, so we've got the whole gamut covered.
Okay, well, this is great. Jim, and I just want to introduce you to the audience because there are so many machines out there that I'm working on, and I'll introduce them in due time shortly. But this is the guy that I come to. He's the brain trust behind getting something smooth and cost-effective for us. So, Jim, thanks for letting us come into your booth, and thank you for watching. And I'm always looking for something interesting to do with TIG welding. And I just happened to stop in this booth, ran into Jimmy Walker Sr. at Saf-T-Cart Incorporated. And what I was interested in and what caught my eye was this heavy-duty cart. We deal with carts all the time. Some of them are pretty wimpy. This is pretty robust. So, Jimmy, I'm going to give you the microphone. And can you tell me a little bit about this?
Well, Mr. TIG, this is just it's a universal thing. You put MIG and TIG on it. We recommend you put your water cooler on the bottom and your TIG machine on top. We got straps for it. You got a low entry for your cylinder back here. Got casters on the front. Handles real good. Use this for the handhold. Don't have, so. Got a few auxiliary holes on it and stuff like that. Just a nice little car.
Okay, well, I mean, I really noticed how well built it is. Now, can this thing break down into like a UPS shipment?
Oh yeah. See those? It's 8 bolts, and they're 1/2-inch bolts. We don't have any little screws to scratch your hands up with. You put that bolt in there and just turn it real quick, and you pick that. It's sitting down flat in the box. When you pull it out of the box, you put 8 bolts in it, and it's fixed.
Okay, so it's UPSable. It's heavy duty. We're going to get you some more information on this because I'm just pretty amazed with it. But Jimmy, thank you for letting us come into your booth.
All right, appreciate you coming back.
And we happen to look in this booth right next to us. We saw an interesting demonstration going on. It has to do with stainless steel, and it looks like getting rid of the burns or the weld discoloration. So the name of this company is called Bradford Derustit. And what's your name, young lady?
Ann Denny, like the restaurant.
Okay, so do you know this product pretty well?
I do. I've been working with it since I was a little girl.
Okay, now I've seen some of these electrical or electrolysis type machines that takes discoloration off, but I notice here you got like a gel and some kind of a liquid.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, and the difference between our product and the machinery is the machinery you don't need electricity and it doesn't cost $5,000. And it's just a one-step shop. You just one step to pickle and passivate the stainless.
Okay, so if I've got a company and the guys are only building a couple of parts at a time, this looks a lot more cost effective. Is that pretty much the market?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, now you have a demo right here.
I do.
And this looks like a gel. Is that correct?
We have our product called the Wonder Gel right here. And let me get a piece of stainless that hasn't been treated. We have a piece of 3/16 stainless steel. And you simply just take a little bit of the Wonder Gel, which I have here, and you apply it to the weld bead. And right now we're pickling in this weld bead. And you leave it on for 5-15 minutes, and this is going to be the result. This is the before and after. So
okay.
That surface is now passive.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between passivating and pickling?
Well, pickling is a removal of the iron contamination from the stainless steel. And then once that's removed and it's exposed to air, the chromium layer is restored, passivation. And that is when your surface is protected from further corrosion or rusting.
Okay, so how do we passivate it, or does it do it automatically?
It does it automatically, yes. It does it on its own. That's the beauty of stainless steel.
So we don't have to think about it. We just have to get this solution and make it work.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, now I notice you've got something over here that's green in color.
Well, this is the green, but this is our Derustit. This is a liquid formula. This is ideal for a bath application or spraying down a very large structure such as a tank or vessel. Right here we have a piece soaking in the liquid, and this is the before and after of the weld. And also on the back, that's what the weld looked like before, and that's after. So this has been pickled. This is before pickling, and this is after pickling. This surface is passivating right now as we speak.
Okay, now I have a choice. I have liquid or gel. What what makes the difference of which one I choose?
Depends on your application. The liquid is ideal for immersion or bath of small parts into there, or spraying or wiping down a very large structure such as a tank or a mixing vessel or truck structure or something like that. And the gel is ideal for just doing a weld bead because it will not drip all over the rest of the stainless and etch the stainless and mark it up.
Very good. Well, listen, we appreciate you letting us come in your booth, totally unannounced.
My pleasure.
Amanda, I found a glove here that it looks like it's pretty heavy duty, and every once in a while I need to use that. There's a cutout here, and I'm trying to figure out, is this some type of a special fiber, or what is it?
It is. We have a special insulating material that goes in the back of hand of this glove. It is a MIG glove. The product is called Climax Aerogel. It is an insulating material that's used in the back of the tiles of the space shuttle, and it takes a lot of very, very high heat, so it'll protect the back of your hand. So we get it red hot, wait till it cools down a little bit, and then if you touch the back of it, it's really going to protect you from a lot of heat.
It does. It's just barely warm.
Yeah. We have exclusivity with this product in the United States, in North America, for a year.
Can we do that one more time? I just want to
Sure.
make sure it's for real.
I'll get it even hotter. Okay.
This really is a test, but it's
don't feel it at all, do you?
not a problem at all.
That's great.
Okay, so I can use this for MIG welding and stick welding, and even if I get into some really radiant heat when I'm doing the TIG welding process.
And it's flexible enough that it doesn't impede your range of motion in your hand. You really don't even feel that it's there.
Okay, well that's critical. So let's go to the other end of the spectrum, because
Okay.
I do a lot of motorsports type welding, aircraft type welding.
Okay.
I found
TIG welding.
some gloves here that I like, and I just put them on, tried them on. They're very flexible, and I like the little short cuff.
Right.
Because most of the amps that I'm welding with are less than 100 amps.
Right.
So is this the line that I would use?
Definitely. And I think it's very high-end goat skin. And also the short cuff, you can get out of it quickly if you need to. And also, it's not going to make you really hot.
Okay, now I hear about this goat skin. Why do you select goat skin?
Because it's very thin and very supple and has great flexibility. Really, really high quality goat skin leather.
Okay, because I have a lot of leather gloves and they get rigid and stiff, and
Yeah.
if you want to get them broken in, you got to re-break them in each time.
Right. You don't have that issue with goat skin.
Well, that is great. Well, we're gonna walk around your booth.
Okay.
I notice you've got all kinds of neat gloves, different colors and different types.
Yeah, we do.
So if you don't mind, we're going to walk around, take some photos, and we really appreciate you letting us come in and invade your territory.
Sure, sounds great. Thanks for coming.
All right. Hey, well, we stopped here at the booth called Visible Welding. We're at the Atlanta 2014 Fabtech show. So we're going to ask this gentleman here, Brian Hamilton. We were here last year. What do you have new in product this year?
This year at Fabtech, we're showing off our new 10x zoom module from Visible Welding. The camera has an integrated zoom lens, making it easy to get your picture in focus and frame correctly. It comes standard with 15 feet of cable and has air or water cooling. It also has 2 integrated LEDs for lighting up the scene when there is no weld going on or for post-weld inspection. In the back here, you can see our software interface. It looks similar to it the way it did last year, but new features have crept up through it, mostly based on customer input.
Okay, Brian, I got to ask you this question. Is there a chance that we can get this system back at our lab, back at our studio, and film this? And the reason I ask is because we're going to be filming in about 3 weeks. And I'd like to set this up. And I also notice, and I saw this last year, but I saw this little accessory, and I'd like to set up a test. This allows you to weld blindly. So if you've got hidden welds you just can't reach, you can actually put these on, put the camera in place, and weld with these goggles on. Well, Brian, I tell you what I'm going to do is, if you'll send this along, I'm going to set up a couple of different cool tests.
Okay.
Literally blind tests.
Absolutely.
And anyway, I'm going to put these on. I want to thank you for watching TIG Time. I'm Mr. TIG.